Please be advised, the following presentation is not intended for minors.
Good morning everyone, this is Jake from Switchaboo.com. Welcome to Switchaboo Live. Today we are going to be checking out a game I reviewed all the way back in 2021 called Henchman Story. This is this game also won Switchaboo's Hidden Gem of the Year that year, so hey, this game's pretty good. Henchman Story is a visual novel where you play as a henchman for a very, very, very bad supervillain. It's it's a fun, like, comedic kind of thing. So hopefully you'll enjoy, because I thoroughly enjoyed it myself.
Yes, yes.
There he is, the best character in the game.
For the invincible Lord Bedlam. Now, gather the spoils of our conquest, so that we may return to our fortress post-haste.
So you want all these pet supplies stacked in the truck?
Yes, stack the pet supplies in the truck.
Yes, we're stealing pet
Okay,
supplies.
just double checking because there is a
Man, that's
lot
such a
of
cool
dog
look
here,
for
and I'm
a
just
villain,
resale
though.
value is- God damn it.
So this Stan is the player character, by the
Dave.
way. It's better be worth it.
Better be worth the effort. What are we even ripping this place off for anyway? Did they not honor one of Lord Bedlam's old coupons or something? We'd better not be eating this dog food. Baloney I can endure, but I'm not eating kibble for.
Kibble for what?
Hey, fellas.
Hello,
Doing
nurse.
something late.
Are you a dog person? Let me guess. Frenchie? Corgi?
Pitbull. But seriously.
Oh, she's a pit
step
mummy.
away from the
Alright.
truck and keep your hand. So what's it gonna be, Sunshine? Are you gonna come quietly or not?
You know I'm not paid to take option A. Well, here goes nothing.
Left, right, faint left, but attack right. Faint left.
Bet you won't see this coming!
Yeah, that didn't work. You know what you're getting into, it just immediately just sets up the whole thing perfectly. This is me. No, not the big muscly dude. That's Captain Commander. Or was it Captain Commodore? One of the captains. Anyway, see the guy flying off the page there? In the purple? That's me. My name's Stan, and I'm a henchman. That guy in the creepy looking mask is my boss, Lord Bedlam. No one's really sure what he's the lord of exactly, but he's usually polite and he pays us, so we don't ask. Supervillains don't always socialize with their henchmen, but Lord Bedlam likes to every once in a while. Says that because we're a smaller operation, we have a family mentality. Not sure I'd go that far. It doesn't mean that my co-workers are my brothers and sisters. I don't care how many times Lord Bedlam says it. Mostly, I think he just wants to show up for a game night and pretend it's not weird. It doesn't help that the mask kinda gives him an unfair advantage at poker, not that anyone's ever had the guts to bring it up. Honestly though, it could be worse. We've got food, 4 walls, salaries, and healthcare. I mean, not good healthcare, but you take what you can get when you get your ass kicked for a living. After spending a few years drowning in debt, a job like this seemed pretty damn appealing. You know, moral quandaries aside. Also the frequent pain. Issue 1 instead of, you know, like chapter 1. That's fun.
As usual.
Yeah, if it smells funky, now we know where Funky Kong is. He's been missing from Mario Kart for a while. We found him. He's in the showers. By the way, on my end still says Super Mumbo Quest. Yeah, I know, Damo. That's something I can't fix myself. I still don't have full access to the account. Waiting for Bruno to show up. He's currently busy with something, but like he's the only one that actually has access to the account who is, you know, up and available at this time. Like, other than me, but, you know, like I said, I still don't have full access to the account. Still streaming this from my account being redirected to the Switchaboo account. It's weird. Like, the thing is, it's like, I think we're not going to be able to fix that, like, on my end until we actually get, you know, Twitch affiliate status. Which is really annoying, because that's taken a while.
By keeping that door safe, you keep Lord Bedlam's plan safe, and Lord Bedlam's plans are going to help all of us! Doesn't it feel great, you know, to be a part of something bigger than yourself?
Man, this is one thing I really love about this game, is like the voice acting is actually like just so good. It's a visual novel, so there's like not much like animation or gameplay going on, so if there's one thing you have to nail, It's the actual voice acting, and they did a fantastic job. Most of the time, henchmen fall into one of two categories. Either they think of it as a job, like me, or they're generally brought into the supervillain's cause or cult of personality. Dave is definitely the latter. I'm almost certain he has a Lord Bedlam tattoo somewhere. Like, I don't mean some wrist or ankle thing. I'm talking lower back.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. Hey, Bruno, you mind fixing things for me, man? Thanks, dude. Don't worry, it's fine.
Good morning, my loyal compatriots.
Here he comes. Listen to the squeak. Someone's like cranking the thing to like lift him up on stage. I love it. Mercifully, Lord Bedlam's arrival distracts me from memories of Dave dancing to folk synth fusion music at last year's Christmas party. Not that the supervillain's ascent from beneath the stage is any more graceful. Quick, get the WD-40. WD-40, it fixes everything. I don't know why he insists on making an entrance like this. In a world with superpowers, the stage elevator just isn't that impressive. Maybe he just gets a kick out of it. And some of the guys eat it up.
Wow, yeah, you're the greatest, Lord Bedlam!
Does he really react like that every morning, you ask? Yes. Yes, he does. Who's the chump that doesn't appreciate theatrics? That's the player character. His name is Stan.
We do have some injury updates for you today. First, the good news. It looks like John Kess will walk again after that encounter with Muscle Master. I know we were all pulling for it.
Oh, good for him.
The bad news, Mace apparently has no idea who he is following his 7th concussion at the hands of the Shrouded Avenger, so he will not be returning to work. His family has received a fruit basket. For some lighter fare, we do have a birthday today.
Oh, I love the writing in this game.
Congratulations to the... And it looks like that wraps up our morning announcements. So let's go out there and work together to make this a great day. And remember, the secret cabals, juntas, and unfairly moderated LARPing message boards that manipulate our society must all be destroyed!
He's the best character in this game. I am so glad that, like, the game is centered around working for this guy.
They will pay for their crimes in blood! And when my master plan comes to fruition, we
Alex
shall be
Jones?
the ones to exact the toll!
He's Alex Jones if he thinks he's a supervillain.
Then we shall rip out the diseased heart of modern society and replace it with a newer, better heart of our own making! A heart that actually enforces the rules about period-appropriate clothing and has no limits on caps lock usage! So says the invincible Lord Bedlam!
All hail Lord Bedlam!
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Go get him.
No limits on cap lock usage, I'm in. It's the best supervillain. Yeah, I won't dance around it. Amiable or not, Lord Bedlam is still definitely a supervillain, and what we do is in a bit of a moral, well, black area, I suppose. It's for a good cause, I think.
All's quiet so far, luckily. You're 1 minute and 35 seconds late, you know. If you were 8 minutes and 26 seconds later, I'd have to mark it down.
Noted. I'll remember to teleport next time.
You can teleport?
Yep, but only once a week, and only if I have a breakfast burrito with mango habanero sauce in the morning. Think you could hook me up? You know, for the team.
Well, gosh, Stan, that's outside of our team's budget. But if it will keep you on schedule, then by
I love how he
golly,
takes
I'll see what I
everything
can
seriously.
do. Check on the new guy
They
first,
don't have
though.
burrito budget,
What
what's
was
the
his
point?
name?
Yeah. But like no limits on caps lock usage though. So my day of standing in an empty hallway begins. Seriously, on Tuesdays is pretty much all I do. Since it's level 4 clearance, almost no one ever even uses the door. Oh, guess I should explain. Level 4 clearance means that basically only Lord Bedlam or specifically approved henchmen have access. In this case, it's a handful of engineers, and they rarely show up. Whatever's in there is apparently very important, but it doesn't get a whole lot of love. Doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not paid to understand it. I'm paid to stand here, doing nothing. Yippee. Might think I'm living the life, getting paid to stand around, but it does come with one problem. Boredom. mind-numbing, agonizing boredom. So when Dave drops by to do his rounds, I find myself trying to start a conversation. Doesn't always work, and sometimes I regret it. Still, I feel like if I don't at least try to make my brain function just a little, it will just shut down on me one day. Oh, excited for game night?
So I know it's a few days away, but are you excited for game night this Friday?
You bet! Playing games together is a great team-building exercise. I read that online.
Good for you, Dave.
What game are we playing this week?
Well, for me, this is Spells and Swords Week. I run a campaign with a squad every other game night, remember?
Yes, Stan is a DM.
Ooh, sounds fun. Can I join?
Ah, crap, why'd I tell him that? Of course he was going to invite himself. Sure, technically he's asking, but he's also technically my superior. It's not like I can say no.
You sure? I thought Lord Bedlam and the squad supervisors
I
were
respect
playing
it. Well, yeah, of course you would. You're a DM yourself. Damn, it's worth a shot at least. Oh well, I have to warn everyone else so they can be ready. Dave doesn't exactly grasp the whole in-character thing, so it takes special preparation. After the last session he played in, he ended up buying a gallon of chicken's blood to cure a curse that a witch had put on his half-elf bard. Still not sure if he was planning to drink it or bathe in it.
You just cast your spells and your friends get healed.
Oh, that sounds great! If we had a few clerics, we wouldn't need any of those stupid doctors, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's free healthcare.
You're telling me.
Sometimes these conversations go better. Sometimes they go worse. Luckily, they all eventually end, and Dave leaves to check in with another member of the squad. After that, it's another long, eventless stretch of waiting in silence before I'm eventually relieved for lunch, and I head to the cafeteria. The cafeteria isn't much different from what you might find in a high school, or a prison. Really depends on your perspective, I guess. There are long, stained tables with uncomfortable plastic benches attached, a tile floor that's probably what a grizzled war veteran would look like in floor form, and the faint smell of mold and hopelessness. Most of Lord Bedlam's fortress is in much better shape, so it's strange that the cafeteria is so banged up, right? Wrong. See, Lord Bedlam may be head honcho everywhere else, but this place has its own dark master. History teaches us that whoever controls the food supply gains incredible leverage. The lord of this terrible domain learned that lesson well. So long as Lord Bedlam gets his tuna melt, this despot has absolute autonomy. Janitors, maintenance, engineering, none can defy his will. Not here, in the heart of this kingdom, so rose Antonio Giamatti, master of the cafeteria and my stomach's personal tormentor. There he is.
Next! Hey, talking to you, pal.
Oh, sorry. What's on the menu today, Chef Antonio?
We got bologna casserole, bologna hot dish, and bologna surprise.
Now that is a villain, yeah. Baloney. For a month, baloney. That train we hijacked last month must have had 5 cars full of the stuff because we haven't seen any other meat since. I glanced down at my options. I only see 2, though they are each labeled as hot dish and casserole. They look exactly the same. Cheeky bastard. Maybe the surprise is different. Take the bologna surprise.
I think I'll try the bologna surprise.
You got it. Surprise! It's casserole.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
What? You say you want a surprise, so I surprise you with which one you get. You're surprised, ain't you?
I mean, technically, but those 2 dishes are exactly the same. Why even give us a choice if it doesn't mean anything?
The same.
Look at that devilish
little
smile he
shit.
knows
What
when he
do you
enjoys
know
it. Each
about
store
the art of
does.
cooking, huh? You think you're some 5-star chef or something? Just 'cause they look the same don't mean they taste the same.
Thank you for the meal.
And
Thank you for the meal, Master Chef Antonio Giamatti.
it's a stat.
As I walk to my seat, I have a sinking feeling that I have made a horrible mistake. Maybe there's some hidden meaning here about the illusion of free will or something. Or maybe I should just remember that you can never beat a chef in their own cafeteria.
Next! Come on, Oberon, get a move on! I know they got lines in England. Don't you pretend you don't know how it works 'cause you call it a cubery-do or something. Come on!
I love the writing in this game so much. So yeah, it's like I said. Other than my apparent rivalry with our lunchman, I live a pretty normal life most days. Sleep, eat, work, and repeat. Thrilling stuff. Of course, not every day is the same. We have different assignments each day of the week, for one thing. And every now and then we have what Lord Bedlam calls an operation. In other words, supervillainy. As it happens, this Wednesday is an operation day. Issue 2, Operation Day.
The shadowy masters who control our society are growing nervous, my comrades! With their hold on the artisanal baloney industry shattered, they see the writing on the wall!
Artisanal baloney industry?
And that writing says they are the ones who are ruining the weekend for everyone! Not the righteous masses who just want the orc barbarians to stop wearing jeans!
What does that mean? Yeah, you get the picture. You don't actually get briefed on the details of these things. Only Lord Bedlam and a handful of his top ass-kissers know what's going on. Need to know basis, I guess. Lord Bedlam's wisdom is so inspiring. Sliding down one of the Bedlam copter's rappel cable sends me through a hole in the roof of whatever building we were hovering over and lands me in some kind of tech office. At least it was an office. A hole in the roof isn't the only one. There are at least 3 that I can count. One for each Bedlam copter, I guess, and a few smaller holes in the walls that are probably from weapons fire. A lot of the equipment has been wrecked, but what's left looks impressive. This is definitely fancier stuff than we usually appropriate. Can't figure out what it is, though. Robotics? App development? I'm not sure. Most of the other henchmen seem to have moved on, but half a dozen stand guard over the few scientists that have been rounded up. Another whole squad stands in the middle of the room with Lord Bedlam at their head.
Excellent! Reinforcements! You lot!
He points towards my squad. Damn it, I know what's next.
You shall remain here as our rear guard! The rest of you, with me!
No problem, Lord Bedlam. You heard him, squad! We're the rear guard, and the rest are going with him! That last part isn't really relevant to us, but I just wanted to make sure you heard.
Thanks, Dave. There's a cheer from the other squads, and they rush to join the others as they follow Lord Bedlam through a nearby door and out of sight. The rest of us aren't cheering. Here's the thing about being a rear guard. You're guarding the entrance and exit, right? So while your job is pretty uneventful if nothing goes wrong, you're also the first line of defense against outside interference. You follow me? If a superhero shows up, we're the ones they'll run into first. Or run over, to be more accurate. We take up a position next to a window on the opposite side of the room as the captive scientists. Want to be as far away from them as possible. Sure, we'll let them go when we leave, but that's the one thing we do that really bugs me. Stealing is, you know, whatever, it's just stuff. But taking hostages? It can't be a fun thing to go through. This place is big time. It's just got that feel. That means we're going to attract attention, and that means... Suddenly, something explodes through the wall to my right. Dave and I are flung forward and tumble to the floor. As quickly as I can, I scramble to my feet, grasping my baton. However, as I turn to face the source of the explosion, my jaw drops. Paladin Iron Man! A superhero showing up isn't a surprise, but that's Shining Nova. Shining goddamn Nova! It's in the person that took down the Skull Syndicate and went toe-to-toe with Dr. Calamity's Supreme Ultra Deathbot. Shit, we are screwed. We are completely screwed. What henchmen that are left seem to be fleeing. The ones that are further away from me, at least. I'm maybe 5 meters from Shining Nova and he's staring right at me. Oh god, he's staring right at me.
Hey.
Dive for cover. Desperately, I leap to the left just as Shining Nova raises a hand and lets loose a blast of energy. I can feel it whiz by me as I come crashing down behind a desk. Unfortunately, an ordinary desk won't do me much good, and even as I try to crawl to my feet, I'm knocked down again as the second blast blows the desk to splinters. As I peel myself off of the floor, I see a pair of metal feet and stop in my tracks. Looking up, I find Shining Nova standing directly over me within arm's length.
Aw, don't go. We were just getting to know each other.
Looking at Nova's armor this close, I noticed something. Yeah, I noticed something. Armor can't completely cover the wearer's joints. There are little gaps that give way to some lighter, more flexible material. It makes sense. How else could Shining Nova even move? Maybe I could work with that. Or I could always try for the classic. Crotch shot. Target the elbow, target the knee, or crotch shot? What should we do, chat? Crotch shot always works? Always works? It always works. Let's go for the crotch. With every last ounce of strength I have, I whip my baton upwards in a vicious arc, aiming for every man's greatest weak point. Oh, right. Armor.
Always for protection.
Good advice.
Unfortunately, my uniform's manufacturers didn't follow that motto as well as whoever made Nova's armor, so when I receive a metal boot to the chest, things don't end well. Specifically, it ends with me crashing to the floor and losing, like, most of the feeling in my left arm.
Well, I'll give you this. You lasted at least twice as long as the rest of these idiots.
Do I get a prize?
Yeah, you win an extended beatdown. Congratulations.
Yay.
I don't think I want that prize after all, so I take one last glance around for anything I can use. As I look around, I realize just where I've landed. A few yards to my right are the engineers that Lord Bedlam took as captives. Not far to my left is a door leading further into the facility. They're still tied up, so they can't escape. Maybe that's why Nova isn't rushing to finish me off. Fear for their safety. To be honest, I have the exact same fear. This is just a job. I don't want to hurt these people. Then again, Nova doesn't know that. Maybe I could bluff my way out of this. Or should I just make a break for the door and hope for the best? I'm gonna pretend to threaten people. I am a villain after all. I grab my communicator from my belt. With its cylindrical shape and blinking red light, should easily be confused for a small explosive.
Okay, enough playing around, hero. Back off or these hostages and I are headed to the same place. That's hell. 'Cause this is a bomb. I'm threatening with the bomb.
You know, you're almost competent enough to make that convincing. But I know something you don't.
What's that?
That Artificer can scan for explosives.
Oh, cool. Great.
Well, that is a very pertinent bit of information.
I thought so.
Defeated, I lower my arm and accept my fate.
Alright, let her rip.
Okay, this is just a tranquilizer, so it won't hurt, but you're gonna feel pretty groggy when you come to.
A hatch pops open on the side of Nova's wrist, revealing a small dart gun.
Sweet dreams.
With Dave's help, I manage to stand. A quick look around tells me he's right. A lone Bedlam copter is holding position next to the hole Shining Nova made in the wall. There's no sign of another one. Lord Bedlam is already climbing aboard, so we'd better follow suit.
Alright, I'm good. Let's go.
Together we drag ourselves towards the ramp, despite my grogginess. We should make it easy. At least it looks that way until a familiar black and blue blur falls through one of the holes in the ceiling, takes one look at me and grins. Oh,
Hey
hi,
there,
ma'am.
Sunshine.
Hello, ma'am. Wait, I'm on the work account. Yeah, keep that in check, dude.
Well, getting to be about that time.
Better hit the old dusty trail.
Nice seeing you again. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I don't get much of a chance. As soon as I brandish my weapon, Miss Dynamo bursts forward. I guess she figured giving me the first try last time was charity enough. I wince, bracing for the pain. But it never comes. Wait, where's my button?
Hello, yes.
Instead, Dynamo's fist collides with a glowing red energy sword, held by an unfamiliar woman in a black and red catsuit. The blow is so strong that the weapon pulses and I can feel the ground shake. Even so, the mystery woman barely gives any ground. She angles the energy blade to turn it into more of a glancing blow and steps back to steady herself, but it still looks effortless. Holy shit, where did she even come from? She was so fast that I barely saw it. Since when did we have a ringer? I stared dumbfounded, momentarily forgetting about escaping. It's not often you see something like this when you work for a guy like Lord Bedlam. A victory for us usually means a distraction or an escape. But this Scorpion lady is going toe-to-toe with a powerhouse like Miss Dynamo. God help me, it seems like she could actually win.
Temper, temper, child.
Together we rush to the ramp as fast as we can. My legs aren't exactly steady yet, so it's a little more of a zigzag than a straight line. But we make it just before they close the doors. Christ, that was a lot closer than usual. Now that I'm inside the Bedlam copter, I find that it doesn't have much room to spare. It's definitely over capacity. I guess that's good. That means more than a third of us made it out. On the other hand, that means that almost 2/3 of us didn't. Jeez, never had to leave so many people behind before. Kinda surreal. Feels like I'm in a war movie. What the hell was this place? Miss Dynamo said something about data science, which would explain all the computers. So we were after information? Weird. That's way too cutting edge for Lord Bedlam's modus operandi. Must have been important information too. Why else would not one but two superheroes show up to stop us? Shining Nova alone would have been a big deal, but Miss Dynamo too? Dynamo is known to slum it a little for fun, as I found out during their pet store debacle. But I thought Nova was exclusively working on national level threats and crisis responses now. Maybe it has something to do with that Scorpion woman. Never heard of her before, which is maybe the weirdest part of this whole thing. Someone like her should have gone viral at some point. Not sure what to make of it. Well, I hope whatever Lord Bedlam got from here was worth it. Chapter 3! Man, that was exciting, wasn't it?